Good evening, gentlemen. This is Troy Klaus, and I've made this video because I think it's probably the clearest and most efficient way that I can get my position across to you before tomorrow evening's meeting. Plus, I'm trying to move up into the new age in technology. My son's giving me a hand with this video, so it's kind of fun. But what I've done here is I've made 3 visual aids to try to explain my position and the way I see things are going on out here at Landmark Drive. I've got the county, the county government, the Landmark residents, and then the investor. And each of us have our own set of challenges and responsibilities. And I just want to go over those there quickly with you. All right, on the county government, the challenge that I see that they have is that they had an error that occurred back in 2000, I think it was, regarding this plat and getting it signed, which should not have been done. They didn't secure a surety from the developer. Enough said, we know about that. The Landmark residents, they of course trusted the government process. The process, I mean, not necessarily pointing fingers at anybody, but the process itself by having a subdivision ordinance and that moving forward to a plat and that plat being recorded, and then they say, hey, there's a plat recorded, I can buy a lot now. And then they find out later that the surety wasn't secured and they're in a bad financial position and they're in dire straits for a road right now. That's the problem. This is what the procuring cause was, and now we have to mitigate this problem. I'm sure I'm not telling you gentlemen anything when you have a moral, ethical, legal, as well as a fiduciary responsibility to your constituents and to citizens and taxpayers to do the right thing, to spend the public's money wisely, and to step up to any mistakes that are made and correct them in the best way that you see fit. This is probably a good time to say that as county commissioners, I think that position should be held in high regards, and I do not envy your job. I think it would be very hard with the budgets that you have to work on when things like this arise, but this has nothing to do with me at this point. So what happens is the residents have a couple options. One is the public outcry for justice. They can email and newspaper editorials and come to meetings and tell you why they don't like it and why they feel like they should have a road because it was a recorded plat. And word of mouth, of course, at all ball games, they'll be discussing all the lovely things that you guys know about already. Puts the county in a position where we're going to have to defend that exact thing. How much time it takes, how long it takes, as they are upset with the road and defending against that public outcry and explaining to them why you're not responsible for this plat that has been signed and recorded. And lastly, if it went on long enough, I know that the residents would probably have to seek litigation because they are financially harmed from this situation, and they would want to be made whole. That would leave you defending against that litigation for whatever period of time and whatever amount of money it takes. I see no reason why that second step has to come into play in this situation whatsoever. Because I think what's going to happen is number 3 is you're going to find a resolution between the county and the people that live out there, and everything's going to be fine. Both of them end up happy. But to achieve this, I think that it's going to take a third party. So the investor's challenge in this deal is, one, I don't have a responsibility for putting a road out there. I could wait for a resolution. And the county and the people that live out there can be upset, and the cars can fall in holes and get muddy, and kids fall down and not have a bus go down the road and all this ridiculousness. But there's another option. And that second option to me is to expedite the process by injecting cash into the deal. I've got a vested interest in wanting a road out there because I want to sell lots. So that being said, luckily, it may be a point of mitigation between the county and the Landmark residents. If in fact there's a number agreed upon here, it seems it's a three-way win. The county wins because they put this problem to bed and they don't have to worry about it anymore. The Landmark residents have made whole and their house is now worth what it should be originally for what they paid for. And the investor's happy because now he can try to sell lots, of which I can't sell unless that road gets taken care of. More specifically though, in arriving at this position, I have to consider a couple things. It's a two-pronged approach here at the amount of money that I spend toward the road. One is just to get the state ID number. My opinion of that is that after speaking with counsel, it would take only a few $1,000s to be able to go back and look over this plat. And I know that you've already read it, but I want to let you know again. Number one, in this restrictive covenants recorded for Landmark Estate subdivision on the deed of dedication says that all streets and rights of way shown and not heretofore dedicated are hereby dedicated to the public. I repeat, all streets are hereby dedicated to the public. Not sure it gets much more simple than that, in my opinion. The deed of dedication goes down through here so that Micah and Rachel Criswell both sign off on it so that it is hereby dedicated to the county. Most importantly, under the authority provided by Chapter 173, Acts 1947, yada yada, the county commissioners are hereby granted the authority to accept this dedication and record it as such. And below it says, acceptance of dedication, all three signatures by the previous commissioners. And I don't see how that cannot be a county road now. I realize that some plats are done and that the road is not a county road because of the way they're worded and the way they are dedicated. But this one in particular, according to counsel, is cut and dry. So it would take me a few $1,000s to have him step in, talk with your attorney, and a bunch of time and silliness to make the county order the state ID number for this, because all of the paperwork is laid. All it is a mere formality to get that state ID number. That's one option that I have. Another option is to put forth additional funds to try to then tell the county, hey, even though this is accepted, you also have to accept the construction documents that were approved by the county government, which includes a paved road. And it's my understanding that that will be more difficult to get the county to do that because of the funds that we are short in the county for roads. And I completely understand that. I still feel no responsibility to install this road, and it wasn't my mistake by doing this. But rather than give an attorney money and spend months and months and have these people out here mad and needing a four-wheel drive to get home in the evenings and mud sloshing everywhere, I think it would be good to find some kind of a middle ground. And what I've done is I took the money that I felt like I was going to spend, trying to litigate this thing, because I didn't feel like I was getting anywhere with a resolution, and put it toward the road. It's much more productive. I think it's much more amenable. Obviously less risk, because there's always a risk that it would fall through. And that should have taken me a few $1,000 more than getting the state ID number. But I have gone to the tune of $25,000 so far that I told Mr. Crump that I would pay toward having that pavement done. And everybody has an opinion. Everybody has an opinion of what Troy Clough should pay out there. But this is my opinion, and this is what I'm willing to pay, and it's all that I'm willing to pay. I feel like I'm going above and beyond what is necessary for this conflict between the county and the Landmark residents that I have nothing to do with. Well, there you have it, gentlemen. That's my position on the matter. I feel very strongly about it, and I hope that tomorrow evening that you'll put to a vote of accepting this amount of money that I've offered, and that we can move forward with at least grading that road because it's so bad, and then putting on some kind of a timetable to get the asphalt done for the residents of Landmark. In conclusion, to wrap it up, I'd like to say that, again, I'm not trying to be overly nice. I'm letting you know that I truly respect the positions that you hold, and I appreciate your time in the matter of community and taking care of citizens. I myself feel like I have a strong commitment to this community. I do a lot of things in the community. I've lived here my whole life, and I understand how things are going, budgets are working, and the way taxes have been cut. I don't like that position that you're in, and I wouldn't want that job. But in this particular case, this is where I stand. So please call me with the questions. I'd be happy to run out and meet any of you at any time. 624-8366, and I look forward to hearing your response. Thank you.